Hey there, Spire heads! Welcome back to Slated Spire with me, Ben. They once again they said it couldn't be done. That's 3 Ascension victories in a row. Starting the series out with a streak. Now this one, we're going up to Ascension 2. We're going to be elevated for all 3 of these. This one I'm going to take a little bit slower. Okay, it's come to my attention that maybe some of the viewers are first time comers to Slay the Spire, first time viewers of Slay the Spire in general. So maybe there should be a little bit more of an attempt to explain some of the basic mechanics of the game. Now, if you've watched the first 3 videos, obviously you understand some of the basics, attacking, blocking, but more of the overall strategy stuff, some of the more complicated buzzwords like artifact, exhaust, certain relics, what they do. Yeah, I'll be explaining some of that stuff. Hopefully I'll remember to. Okay, so we got random rare card. It's decent. Random common relic I like a lot. 16 HP, the worst of all time. Lose your starting relic. Obtain random boss relic. Now I don't like doing that with burning blood because the heal is really good. So I'll take the common relic. And that's more healing. That's healing at the beginning and at the end now. Alright, so basically these different room types, you have normal enemies, you have elites. Normal enemies just drop a card and sometimes a potion. Elites drop a card that I think is more likely to be uncommon or rare, and they drop, I think they always drop a potion, and they always drop a common relic. Well, it might not always be common, they always drop a relic. Treasure rooms, there's just one guaranteed one on every floor, I think. Yeah, and you always get one no matter what. Merchant, obviously spend your gold. And then the question marks can give you all sorts of stuff, but compared to an enemy room, which only gives you like one card and maybe a potion, and if you're doing thin deck meta, if you're smart and you want to keep your deck thin, then most of the time you're not taking cards anyway. So question marks have a way better chance to give you something actually usable, like gold, that you'll be able to buy a card of choice from the shop, or a relic even, which is just going to be a passive bonus. So these relics, all relics give you passive bonuses, cards give you little active things to do during the fight. So because of this hierarchy, I favor bonfires the most because they let you upgrade a card. And upgrading a card, there are some relics that just upgrade like 2 cards at random, and that's considered like a decent, like okay relic. So my mindset is, well, if I can choose to upgrade a card, that's like almost as good as a relic. Upgrading cards is really important. It's better than you would think. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bonfires on this leftmost path. 1, 2, 3 on the middle path. So I'm gonna go on the left. I'm gonna hit as many question marks as I can. I'm not really gonna worry too much about elites. If I get a chance to fight one over a normal enemy, then I'll probably do that since it's just the first floor. Elites are really high risk reward because it's good to fight them, obviously, because you gain it's good to fight them because you gain relic, but you also can lose a lot of HP and can die pretty easily to a lot of the elites in the game. First floor, they're not as dangerous, but it's good to take risk-reward situations early, because if you lose, you can just restart. Alright, so we just got lanterns. Start each combat with 1 additional energy, so your first turn's going to be better. It pairs really well with the bag of preparation. It's another relic that looks like a backpack, which gives you 2 extra cards on your first turn, so you're more likely to be able to use them. Lantern is a really good relic. I like Lantern a lot. Now I'm hemorrhaging HP. I'm sacrificing HP at pretty much all these question marks because frankly they're all really good. Like gaining a relic, removing a card from your deck, upgrading 2 cards at random. Pretty strong so far, I think. Last time I was playing on camera, I was holding my, tend to play with my ring a lot. I was holding my ring like this for like half the game. One of the games, I was just holding it here, just pressing it into my skull, and there was like a mark here for like 3 days after. It was disgusting. Alright, we're not gonna hit the shop because we don't have a ton of gold. So this is normally an okay trade if you have a shop coming up soon, because you can remove a card at a shop. And so if you take this deal, then you hit a shop right after. You can just remove the curse and then have the extra gold. But since we're not going to necessarily be hitting a shop, we might in one of these question marks, but not super reliably. So I'm going to skip this one. Although I do love gold. So we want to acquire a card because now we're in a situation where all of our special cards are upgraded and we just have basic strikes and defends not upgraded. So bonfires are kind of worthless for us right now. We want to try to add a card in this combat so that we actually have something to upgrade here. Shuriken is very good. So Shuriken, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, you gain 1 strength. So this really incentivizes low-cost cards. So something like Anger, which duplicates itself and costs 0, is very good with this. That's fine damage. We're back down to where we started on HP. Inflame I like a lot. Battle Trance is also very good. It's a pretty tough decision. I'm going to take Inflame for now because we really don't have much that Battle Trance even gets for us because our deck is so small. So the draw is not great yet. Inflame will do a lot for us, and it's a really nice upgrade target, I think. Strength, by the way, just increases the damage that attack cards deal. So like this deals 7 right now, this deals 6 right now. Now this deals 10 and this deals 9. Alright, so this elite is really annoying. He's going to buff himself, and I'll explain what his buff does after he does it. We're able to get 1 strength up, which isn't bad. Unfortunately, this card we just got, Inferno Blade, is pretty bad against this guy, so check this out. His buff is called Enrage, so whenever I play a skill, he's going to gain 2 strength. So this guy scales out of control if you let him. So I'm gonna try to play as many attacks as I can and not play defends until like the last turn when I know he's gonna die anyway. Okay, that worked out. Paper Frog is awesome. Enemies that are vulnerable take 75% more damage instead of 50%. Sword Boomerang is decent with strength gain because it technically affects it 3 times. Since the attack hits 3 times, they deal 3 damage. Say I have 4 strength, like I do now down here. That would be deal 7 damage 3 times, so it scales up. So it's decent with strength, so I'll take that for now. I will anger the mushrooms because I have good AoE in this deck. Basically, I could have taken damage and skipped the fight, or I can do the fight, which... this fight, it gives you a relic if you beat it, so it's kind of worth it, in my opinion, especially right there because I didn't take damage. When vulnerable, takes 25% rather than 50, so that's when an enemy uses vulnerable on me. It's less effective. So we have a fun little vulnerability thing going here, which I'm going to try to keep going as much as I can. Infernal Blade to cost 0. It adds a random attack from the game into my hand that costs 0 on the turn that you use this. Each character has an equivalent of that card for a different card type. So like this character Ironclad's kind of the attack based character. So he gets an attack-based one, but the defect is a power-based character. He has a card that when you upgrade it costs 0, and it puts a power in your hand that costs 0, and the silent has the same for a skill. This boss is tricky, so he gets thorns when he curls up into a ball, meaning if I attack him, then I take damage in return. You can see the description on Sharp Hide. So unfortunately I'm not going to be able to use any of those attacks. I'm just going to take that. Really? I did not think I would get him down low enough. Well, that was a waste of a potion then. Okay, so we are really lacking block, which is fine for the first floor. You don't really need block too much on the first floor. That should show. It should end up working out in our favor. Yeah, that's why we were able to break him when I didn't think we would. It's because of Paper Frog. We were dealing more damage than I thought we would be. Gambler's Brew allows me to discard cards from my hand and draw that many. I think we have to go Limit Break here because we have the strength gain. Oh man, I don't really like any of these actually. Tiny House is like pretty much just bad. Runic Cube, I hate. White Beast Statue is the only one that's like actually like usable in my mind. So we now will get potions from every combat. So we want to use our potions as quick as we get them, basically. So this allows us to use one potion with impropriety in every fight. Alright, so I'm feeling like this left path is going to be pretty good for us. I like to try to avoid elites on this floor if possible, because floor 2 elites are really annoying. So if we stick to the left side, hitting the 2 question marks. Yeah, that should work. We need block. I'll remove a card. So this will give me 4 extra strength, so cleave will deal 19 damage. Still won't get the kill, so unfortunately I'm gonna just put up my paltry 6 block. This will be more effective, right? Yeah, okay. I think we have to take True Grit, although Dropkick is really good with this build. Because vulnerability is incentivized so much, I'll likely be taking more vulnerability cards in the future, so Dropkick will be really good, but we need the block now. Alright, so we want to make sure we're using these potions. Shrug is really good. I'm gonna heal. Then upgrade. Limit Break, I think. I'll upgrade Shrug next. We do have a shop, but it's not for a little while. I'd rather spend the gold now. Juzu bracelet's good. I can't do combat in question mark rooms now. When a question mark room is combat, it's just like, what's the point? It doesn't give you anything additional over what regular combat is. So it's just bad. Usually. Unless you really want like a card. Unless you would have preferred combat. So this is like the kind of situation you want, right? Where almost every card we're seeing is upgraded. It's like, because all the upgrades are fairly subtle differences, but it's just that extra edge you need. And it makes your deck just so effective. We could lean into exhaust. We do have the True Grit already. But that's our only exhaust, so I don't know. I think I'll go with vulnerability for now. Iron Wave wouldn't have been a bad choice either. Now, do we have enough gold to justify us doing 2 shops? Like, we might just want to do both these combats just so we can acquire more gold by the time we get to the 1 shop. But if we have enough and we're afraid of not getting good relics in the shop, then hitting 2 gives us a wider net of what we might be able to find. I think I like that. I think I'm going to go 2 shops. It also allows us to stay healthy. I think I have to get Dead Branch, right? So Dead Branch, whenever you exhaust a card, add a random card to your hand. Combos really well with another card called Corruption that you might have heard of. I'm gonna take Dead Branch, and because I have Dead Branch and only 73 gold, I'm not gonna buy this Shrug. Because if our next shop has Corruption and I can't afford it, then I'm gonna kick myself pretty hard. So I'm gonna try to save as much money as I can for the next minute or so. Oh my gosh, this is just a terrible draw. Like uppercut. Okay, so we're going for Corruption here. Please. Here we go. So we've just stumbled into the most broken combo in the game called Dead Branch Corruption. So Dead Branch makes all skills cost 0, but when you play them, they get exhausted. So on its own, think of it this way. In a combat, we find this card, we play it, and then immediately all our defense costs 0, so we can play so many per turn. But as soon as we use them, oh no, they're gone for good. So you only get through the deck once, and then you have no skills left, and you can't block. Well, with Dead Branch, every time a card is exhausted, a new random card is added to your hand. If it's a skill, it still costs 0. So more often than not, as you just play endless skills, they're replaced by things that are fairly often skills that then also cost 0, and you can just continuously, infinitely play cards. And we got it. This is the most important thing now, making this more playable, so making the energy cost go from 3 to 2 is really important. Hopefully we get it quickly before we die or something. Of course, it would be as close to the end as possible. Just trying to preserve HP till this bad boy comes out, and now we're cooking with gas. Hopefully we don't get really bad luck and allow him to kill us before this gets off the ground. Alright, looks like we're gonna get through this. This fight was pretty unlucky. We've kind of milled through all of our skills, and we didn't really get that much out of it. Usually are able to get off the ground a little bit more, but we do have to add more skills to the deck in general. Barricade will be really good with this. Alright, we don't... Sozu just directly counteracts the White Beast statue. If you have Sozu, you can no longer acquire potions. So there's no point to White Beast statue, but it's the best of these by so much that I'm gonna take it anyway. Timekeeper is our boss, unfortunately. Alright. Where my rests at. So it's just going to be 3 rests no matter which path we take, so we're going to look for the most question marks. This middle path, middle right, only has 1 normal combat after the first room. We can hit that elite. Oh no. Oh yeah, we can. Go up the left side, hitting almost exclusively question marks. I guess we'll go with that in mind, and there's a lot of options to pivot if we want to for any reason, so. We'd like the corruption to come out quicker in all of these cases. Oh, I should have used flexed first. That was stupid. Kind of misplayed on that one, but it ended up being okay. The body slam will be important, because if we have barricade and exhaust, then we should be getting insane block. Barricade allows us to keep defense between turns, in case you didn't realize that's what's happening. Just trying to get to limit break, honestly. Apparently that's not what the deck wants to do, so cool. I'll fight this. This could go really poorly for us if we don't draw cards well, but I'm willing to risk it, I think. This will deal 32 damage to each. Oh my gosh. We have no way to use this. We might actually lose now. Because we're gonna have to wait till we reshuffle our deck to get corruption. That was really bad. Just like super unlucky, honestly. That was a little bit better. So I think we probably will get through this. But not quite as well as we wanted to. Is there anything that we really care to upgrade? Barricade would be nice, I guess, but it's not really that necessary. So I'm willing to lose a little bit of HP to look for good stuff here. Man, Trip and Panacea are both really good. I think I actually am going to take Trip here. It's not typically as good, but we have a really good... Oh my gosh, with Statistic, all three of these I really want, so I'm going to leave that one. I can go back to it in a second once I see it. Man, these are also all really good. And I'm going to do Chrysalis because it will be free with corruption, and it'll add skills. I think I'll do Panache, will be really good with corruption as well, and then I'll just take Trip. And then I'll rest. Should use trip first. See, this is what you really want to see. Something like this start to happen. All of a sudden you're 23 block up. Your corruption's out. If we could get the severed hand thing, it's a relic that every time you play a power, one card in your hand becomes free. Would be amazing, because we have a lot of really good powers. Dang, I don't think so. So we have the shop right here. Ouch. Actually, this will be good with corruption. I'm gonna take that. Now, do we want to risk this elite? Probably not. We'll probably just go to the dead shop than the normal enemy. Dead because we don't have any gold. Okay, this fight shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. It's not my favorite fight, though. we take this guy out? I don't think so. Ouch. Have to rest. Going into the fight with 66 HP. It's alright. 68. Nice. Inflame. Rage. Limit Break and Heavy Blade. I think that's the best play we had there. Before, oh man, should have used this before. We definitely want all three of these. That's good. We got Corruption early. We got to where we're not taking damage, and we don't have Barricade, so I don't really want to use these cards. I'll use Seeing Red, though, because I wouldn't hate... Yeah, I'll use this. Feel No Pain is going to be good, okay. We did give him an extra strength. So, how this guy works is... if you see Time Warp, that description there, whenever you play 12 cards, end your turn and the enemy gains 2 strength. Right, so this will count up to 12 and it'll keep its count between turns. So you just have to time your turns like 12 cards each, and he'll force you to end on every 12 and he'll gain strength. So if you're playing a lot of low cost cards, it will work against you. I'd love it if I had a Barricade in my deck. Wish I had thought far enough in advance to put a Barricade in my deck. Man, that would have been good. Man, if we had a Barricade, we could have been stacking up so much block by now. Oh, we do have a Barricade. I almost forgot. We do have a Barricade, actually. Hilarious. Alright, so now we'll start stacking block better. Oh good, we were intangible that turn. Even better. should be dead next turn. There you go. There's Corruption Dead Branch. Wasn't the cleanest iteration of that synergy that I've seen, but hey, it did the trick, did it not? The streak continues. We've won. Ascension 2 with the Ironclad. On to the Silent in the next run, but for now, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.